10. Ka tuku mihi mātou a Bowls New Zealand Aotearoa kia koutou katoa kua tai, mai ki tēnei kaupapa hui huinga. Welcome to the Bowls New Zealand broadcast of the 2024 World Champion of Champions Singles, hosted this year at the Browns Bay Bowling Club. We're here for round 2, day 2. My name is Alex Reid. I'm joined by commentary for this match by John Macbeth. And John, can you talk us through what are we going to see?
Well, we're going to see two of the nations that certainly indicate that this is a world championship, because we've got representative men's from Malta and also Switzerland. Now, when you talk about bowls, you tend to think about England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa and so on, but here we have teams representing Malta and Switzerland. So they've won their way through to this situation. Tom Schneider of Switzerland is representing his country, and Jason Borg, this very tall man, I think 6'7" he said he is, Jason Borg representing Malta.
Well, it's not short, is it?
No. So again, it's 2 sets of 7 ends and tiebreaker if required. So this is the first end of the first set. This man, Tom Schneider, is no stranger to this part of the world or the World Champion of Champions Singles. He competed in Sydney in 2018 and on the Gold Coast last year. But an interesting story about both of these nations and how they get to this stage. So Jason Borg, you see there the Malta Bowls Association on his shirt, the Maltese Falcons they call them. And you'll see on Thomas Schneider's shirt there, Swiss Bowls. So they do have a Swiss Bowls organisation or association in Switzerland. So that already will have surprised a few of our viewers, I think, that these two countries have their own associations.
I was going to ask you if why I recognised the Maltese Falcon as a term. It was a film or a book, wasn't it, John?
Yes,
I've just done a quick Google.
Yep.
I thought maybe there's a falcon that's a famous sort of falcon, but no, it's a they've borrowed the title.
What was it? A spy?
Apparently, it's a
spy book.
An
anyway.
American film noir.
From
1941.
No, right.
Notable for its cast, crisp dialogue, and dramatic cinematography.
And who were the stars in that? They were well known.
Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah.
There's a song about him. Look at this here. Needs to. A bit unlucky not to land on the blue bowl.
So I've had 6 bowls delivered that I can see. Maybe 7, because I can't see an 8th one up on the... Oh, yeah, there's one on the bank. So this is the last bowl of this first end. And this is Jason Borg.
Holding 1.5.
Finding they're coming in a long way up from out there, and we saw that in the first match that we had between Anne Nunes and Farah of Malaysia, taking a fair bit of green out there.
He's had a frustrating event. Has Jason Borg has played 3 games and lost 3 games.
I think and the tiebreaker has come in to play in at least 2 of his games. So 2 blue there for Jason Borg of Malta. So I had a quick chat with Jason and the team there from Malta. Absolutely thrilled to be here. He lives in Mackay in Queensland in Australia, And the female representative is Connie Rickson. She is also in Australia. They did have a national championship. They held it at Broad Beach. So they pretty much sent out a notice to all Maltese people, if you want to play in this is where we're going to host it. And so he beat Troy Lorimer in the final. They had previously held their nationals in Malta, but they got permission from World Bowls this year that they could host their national championships at Broad Beach, select players, and that's fair enough too, because as Jason said, there are thousands of Maltese descendants from people who came to the northern part of Queensland to work in the cane fields and the sugar plantations and so on. So they've got some fairly talented bowlers.
Fair enough. And this man here, Thomas Schneider from Switzerland, was able to take one set off Lee Schreiner of Australia, the man who we're looking to go very deep in this competition. He's probably the most experienced player at this level in the men's and women's field, John. He's attended on a number of occasions. He took a set off him first game yesterday on sea green, so was only defeated in a tie break.
Well, the sea green, which is the one that we're not seeing here, we're on green A, and in the background is green B. Over the back of the building, the clubhouse, is an artificial green and also a third live green which is being used for these championships. And Jason Borg had played on that yesterday, and he said, I have never played on such a fast green. He said, I've played on some quite quick greens, but he said, that was playing 18, 19 seconds. He said it was just unbelievable. So he couldn't get to grips with it, but he's obviously not having many problems with this one.
Yellow bowl, how far, mate?
Yeah, there you go. He's not really Maltese, is he, mate?
On the forehand.
It's a good track, isn't it?
Look at this here.
There's no
frustration.
justice.
Which one is top?
Schneider using Aero Optimas, those yellow bowls of his. Quite a good correction here coming in, because the jack has moved a little bit and he's tossed it out to
Nice
a very valuable position there.
I'll come have a look, mate. I'll come have a look.
It's quite slightly wrong way around. You're supposed to ask if you can come and have a look, but I suppose if you tell them, that's sort of asking, isn't it?
Looks like Kath Thompson being the marker there. She's not going to argue with him.
So he's the blue bowls. I think the backhand for me, John, is the logical shot, which is to the right of your screen, just drawing through that gate. If you move the jack, it's worth a few, but just trying to draw the shot on the backhand would make sense.
And also, when you look at those two yellow bowls, if he's slightly narrow or wide, he can use those, an edge off those, or bring them into the jack and possibly cart the jack back a wee bit to his own blue bowls. He's using XGs.
On the back end, there we go.
So 2 or 3 options here, as long as his weight's good. It looks to be all right too. So inside the right-hand yellow, using that. Yep.
Use it.
Yeah. Oh, gee, nearly flicked the jack back. That would have been the perfect shot. Getting 3. Schneider holds 1 now.
I thought he'd played it well, but unlucky, really, not to get a better result.
Schneider looking to come down this left-hand side as we view it. Forehand to the right-hander.
Very vibrant bowls, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Swiss player. Nice smooth delivery. Yeah, again the mat. Must keep forgetting to ask any of the players why they do that, John.
Yeah, well, it might be a condition of play that you don't know about, Alex.
Wouldn't be,
So
wouldn't be the first time.
A single, so both lollipops getting a working over today early on. It's 2-1 Borg of Malta leading Schneider of Switzerland.
See there, Tom Taider, the coach of Aiden Takarua, the New Zealand player, sitting on a seat, looking quite relaxed. Got a nice bucket hat on, and that jack has been delivered into perfectly, not into the ditch. I was about to say, John, we've seen another one go.
Yes. So the Swiss, they've got 6 clubs in their association.
Mm-hmm.
They can only play bowls for 4 months of the year maximum because they use curling arenas. So once the ice is gone, they bring in artificial short but not quite 30 metre type length
Mats.
rinks. So they play on those, always indoors of course. So they, as Tom said, the thing that gets us most is the wind, you know, because we don't play with any wind. They had their champion of champion competition in France, because in France they have got an artificial full length outdoor green, so they got permission to go into France and play their champion of champions in there. So a lot of these players are experiencing conditions that they've never experienced before, or seldom experienced, and certainly can't practice for them. And as he said, all our bowlers are curlers as well, so
Yeah.
bowls is their off-season sport.
Yeah, curling a great game and one of the cousin
Oh,
sports to bowls. The difference in the strategy, the main difference in the strategy between curling and bowls, John, is that they're playing to a target. So in
Yeah.
curling, the jack can't move. It can't. So often what you see in curling is that players prefer to err short
Yep.
and hit the curling stones up, whereas in bowls we prefer to err heavy and take the target to the
Yeah.
bowls.
So there's no target to take back in curling.
And we don't scream quite as much in this game.
Hard.
Sometimes I would love a curling room for some of the short bowls I've put up over the years.
So this is a hairy end at the moment. That's another bowls description that we've invented. A hairy end.
See if it catches on.
Nah. So identical nation colours there, aren't they? Or shirt colours. Different designs, of course. Red, white and black. Switzerland's colours, of course, with the red flag with the white cross, and Malta is a split red and white. So they come out in the same colours. Not quite coming in for you, Tom.
No, it's not going to. Well, they're just reaching past.
Stayed on, just stayed on.
Had a very reasonable crowd gathered for this event, and it will continue to build as we head towards the finals day. And wonderful to have that coffee and ice cream cart in the background. The proceeds, it's part of their sponsorship deal. John, the proceeds go to the Browns Bay Bowling Club, so thank you very
Yes.
much to Wendy at Harcourt's Cooper & Co. for that, and I say it from the bottom of my heart because I'm a caffeine addict. Very pleased this morning to see the coffee cart pull up.
Well, I also lined up for a coffee, and in front of me was this Bowls person, a supporter here, who, when he went to the counter and asked for an ice cream, he said, "I'll have a hokey pokey one this time, please." And I said, "What do you mean this time?" He said, "Oh, I've already had one." Yeah, so he said, "So he said, you've got to try them all." A hokey pokey one this time. That was at about 10:30 in the morning.
Never too early for an ice cream, Colin. I feel like I'm going. I'm losing it.
And obviously never too early for two. Here we go.
Right, so our marker has been asked to measure.
Well, Jason doesn't want to get down. It's too far to get back up.
Very good measurer. So they've conceded 2. Conceded 2 already. Good teamwork here. And that one.
Is that 3, is it?
3 to Jason Borg.
Well, you get the feeling that the jack will be long again. A good start here for Borg, who hasn't won a match.
Short jack delivered.
Well, so
I think it'll be hard to do.
Yeah, but I think what we saw in the previous game, the players were playing long in the other direction and were making them shorter here. I wonder if they've latched on to something to do with the breeze.
Yeah, sometimes you find like the wind whips around a corner.
Yeah, or as you said in the previous game, coming through the gate, the hole where the gate is. Good opener here from Borg.
That's a lovely bowl. Really nice shot. And then we see Thomas on the backhand.
Not bad weight either.
Absolute focus on the Maltese representative's face. Nice weight. Playing well as Jason Borg, sorry, John.
And neither of the players taking much time on the mat. Oh, that man in the middle there with his hands on his knees, he was the one who, I recognise him from the ice cream ordering. 2 ice creams today already. There he goes with the dark glasses on.
Hokey pokey.
Pokey pokey and whatever he had beforehand.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I used to save the bits of hokey pokey till last, John.
Yeah.
Leave them in the bottom of the
they're not as big
bowl.
chunks of hokey pokey as they used to be in my day, Alex. So Borg holding a couple here. This will be 3.
This is a nice bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 good shots here from Jason Borg. And Thomas under all sorts of pressure. He's already 4 down on the card. Lovely delivery there on the forehand. Question is, how far back will it come?
He might just cut out a couple here. Don't hit your own.
Oh, a little bit unlucky
yes,
there.
He was too.
It's a very nicely played bowl. And they come for a walk. Good to get your steps up in this game.
What do they see? Is it 3 to Borg, or did that last one cut out a shot? I think he'll go back thinking, I can get 4 here.
Yeah. certainly, you look at that. If Borg plays his forehand, which is to the left of the screen as we see it, and just is trying to draw the shot, it can only be good movement, John. Nice little guide, really, with that yellow bowl.
You can afford to touch his own. He thinks he's a bit wide, bit heavy maybe. Is he? Let's see, it's coming right round. It's going to be a nothing bowl for him.
Immediately, the moment we saw Borg let that bowl go, there was that grimace, wasn't there? As if to say, oh, I know this is not going to achieve its desired outcome. Oh.
Yep. Oh, good, thanks. We know now what Tom's planning. That is to just come inside his last, and it'll be a perfect shot about to the marker's foot.
For a terrifying second, John, I thought he was going to hit the bowl with his hand.
I think Kath was only holding up 2, so maybe it's just 2. Here we go. It needs to be a fine adjustment here, and I don't think he's made that adjustment. There you can see him waving, trying to coax it to come back in. Well, nothing wrong with the weight of 7 of 8, those 8 bowls really. So 1, 2. That's good. Borg just indicated to Thomas what he thought it was, and he'd been down on the head. He agreed, and it is just 1.
Just the 1, yep.
Yeah.
So 6-1 the score. We're on end 5 of 7 here, day 2, game 2 at Browns Bay Bowling Club for the World Champion of Champions singles.
Quite a bit of blue sky up there now. It's warmed up considerably since early in the day. It was, I think when we began our 9 o'clock broadcast, it was about 16 degrees. It's moved up into the early 20s now.
The players would have wanted to have put on some sunscreen. Got a thin ozone layer above, so it is got a bit of a bite to it, John. Beautiful weather here. Been very impressed with Jason Borg. He settled down nicely. That's another nice bowl.
Not too bad either if he's got the correct weight.
Oh, good try. And the smile.
There's fractions in matches like this. You can lose a game by 9-1, and yet you've been within millimetres of scoring or winning the match yourself, or you don't get the wick doesn't go your way, or it goes the opposition's way, and there is a bit of controlled luck involved in bowls.
Yeah, well, that being in the area sometimes.
Yes.
Not sure about this one,
No,
John.
No, ball might be being picked up from the edge of the rink.
Quite wide rinks by New Zealand standards here at the Browns Bay Bowling Club for this World Champion of Champions singles. They've got a minimum rink width requirement, so the rinks are quite wide. Nice bowl, sitting with three shots now.
Not tempted to change his hand. His first bowl was very good. His second one, it was just as green was all over the place. So now we've got that correction which he wants. Again, the green pretty good. With 3 down.
Oh dear. One of those ends that feels like there's a huge amount of pressure on here. If Thomas doesn't draw the shot, you could almost say that the set will be Jason Borg's. Be 8 up with 2 to go.
I must say that chatting to Tom, he didn't seem the sort of person that could get totally anxious and uptight.
So he's 3 down here.
Yeah. Sounds like some driving going on in one of the other rinks. You hear the thud of the bowl against the ditch. This is a better line for him. Better weight for him. And a better bowl. That's really good.
That's a lovely effort.
Yeah. So
A
he
lovely
cut out
effort.
2 shots there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was down 3, concedes a single, and it's now 7-1 going into the final end of this first set. Or final end?
Penultimate end.
Penultimate end. You like that word, penultimate, don't you?
Yeah, anti-penultimate's even better, but I always forget to say it on the third to last end. So 6-shot lead here. Jason will be feeling pretty comfortable, I would say. He's been playing well in this set. Back himself to hold on. If he can't be beaten, they still have to play the last end, because when they do the countbacks, it's first and second and third, etc. in the section. So you have to play out the full game, even if you can't win. Of course, with the 6-shot lead, if Jason even drops 1 shot here, he's won the set.
So there are 30 nations represented at these Champion of Champions. The, Australia here, of course, and Canada, 2 of the stronger nations. At the Cook Islands, Cyprus, Falkland Islands, Hungary, Spain, Sri Lanka, Norfolk Island, Niue, Malta we see here, Namibia, Macau, China, Thailand, Turkey. So just some of those 30 nations. And some you probably tend to see only in sort of event, World Champion of Champions. Although some of these competitors do travel around a fair bit playing in major competitions. He's got a good sense of humour. He had a good sense of humour when I said to him, he said, I came from up north. I said, I was in Darwin recently doing the Garn train trip. And he said, I'd love to do that. He said, but I'm 6 foot 100. And he said, and getting into those tiny cabins and sleeping on the bunk beds and that, he said, just doesn't do it for me.
Fair enough.
Nice pick up of the jack and carting it back.
Yeah, playing good bowls in this match.
They both look nice and relaxed, these guys.
I wonder if it's interesting when they're asking the markers these questions, and I heard Jason ask before, how far high is my bowl? Or is my bowl high? The terminology is different in New Zealand to the rest of the world as well, and I hope that the players are aware of that, because when you talk about a jack high bowl in New Zealand, we're talking about a bowl that is past the head, because it's high of the jack.
Yep.
And then we have a jack level bowl in New Zealand and a jack low bowl. In Australia, often jack high means jack level, John.
Yeah.
so I hope that there's no translation difficulties with the players and the markers here at this World Champion of Champions. Why would you keep it a consistent
That's right.
term all around the world when you could hopelessly confuse everybody?
He's just not quite having that luck. Still, he's 1 down here.
Perfect speed.
Track looks pretty good.
That's an exceptional lawn bowl.
Yeah, that's good. So 2 touches he has there.
Beautiful bowl. He's in great touch. Jason Borg, it's hard to see how he's found himself in this position of having lost his first 3 matches, John, because he's playing some great bowls. Maybe a story of what a difference a day makes.
Absolutely right. Yesterday was for many a case of adapting to the conditions.
Oh, he's played with...
Gee, that's pretty damn good.
Oh, good bowl.
Yeah,
Good
very
shot.
good. I think you might find that as a toucher went back, but did it go?
So the jack's been murdered and spotted on the 2 metre mark, and that'll be 1 to Thomas Schneider.
Yeah, it is too. Very accurate.
What a shot. Unbelievable. Look at this, John. And bye-bye.
Cool. Good stuff.
Incredible. He'll be pleased with that. Sometimes it's nice to get your shoulders loosened up a little bit. He's had a frustrating game. Hasn't played as well as he would have liked to, and the set's gone. He's 5 down last end of the first set. They have to play it out. But nice sometimes to loosen up, and he was very successful with that shot. I wonder if we'll see maybe the big guns come out in set 2.
Some pretty good weight coming down here from the Swiss bowler. Having a chat down the far end after he's delivered that. It's quite good in the background, and alongside you can see the shirts of some of the other nations. You see Cyprus playing Fiji in a men's match. Cyprus with their yellow and green jerseys. Shirts, sorry, not jerseys. Cook Islands in the background there as well.
Good bowl. So this is essentially for all intents and purposes, this is a meaningless end, John. So you got to find meaning from it as a player, because
Yes.
the set's been won. So they'll be looking for different things. Sometimes you see this being the end because it's an end where the set's gone, where one player might try quite like an exhibition type shot. You might think, oh, see if I can chip off a bowl or drive off something. Other times it's about trying to maintain that intensity. We've seen Jason play really well in this set, and I suppose he'll be wanting to try hold on to that feeling.
Yes, the old adage, you don't waste any bowl. Just hasn't quite massaged his line well enough here. Some of the players were saying, there's a track. We had a track, a nice little, half-metre track that if you got into that, you were going to end up near. If you went outside of that, it might not come in ever,
Yeah, that's a good example there.
Yeah.
So close, but so far.
A couple of shots there.
Two indicated.
So now he just moves to the other hand. He'd played all his shots down on the forehand. He moves to this hand and looks to have a tidy line here too to maybe score a third. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good bowling. Very classy stuff from the Maltese representative. And it'll be a 3 on that 7th end, and he wins that set 10 shots to 2. But such is the format that we're playing here for this event, that we're starting from scratch, John, and set 2 begins.
We're into the 5th round of play. Not all players are playing their 5th games, of course. Some yesterday only played 1 match out of 3 rounds. But we're into the 5th round. And important from here on, really, that wins are scored to make sure that you're still in contention to qualify for post-section. It's Malta against Switzerland playing here. We had a match. Our first one today was a women's match featuring the defending champion, Ann Nunes of the USA. And she had a really tight battle with Farah Ain of Malaysia. That was really seesaw, and why we say, winning the first set is great. That was an obvious example too of how when you start the second set, it's a totally new game. Things can change dramatically. So 10-2, the first set goes the way of Jason Borg, and he gets first bowl, and he's urging it, but funnily enough, the bowls don't respond to urging. Schneider quickly into his work, picking the green, coming down on that open hand.
Well, neither really within Kui there, John. Jason will be looking for a correction.
Certainly he won't be consciously switching off, because 10-2 is quite a sizable score, and he'll be delighted with that. So he's intent on not letting this go to a tiebreaker.
That's a good way to start. What a shot.
Forces his opponent onto the forehand.
Well, this is in the area too from the Swiss representative.
Yeah. Half a metre more and you've got the jack.
Oh, he's done it.
Yeah,
Good bowl.
he has. Delightful touch.
Really nice shot, and it'll look extremely inviting for Thomas Borg to attack this. Not quite as attacking as I thought he might be, but this is very close.
Might be very effective unless it finds the hole. It does.
Oh.
Gosh. Yeah, you could feel a bit hard done by there, Jason.
He's unlucky there. The picture tells.
Yes.
1,000 whatevers.
Yep. I think that was a quote from the Maltese Falcon.
Possibly. Exactly like that too. It just trail off at the end.
Not a bad call there. But you can't say Jack was moved slightly across, so slightly covered now by the shot bowl. He's looking to say, was there a hole there?
I think we'll see aggression again.
Yeah. And just a bit hard to tell, but I think that blue bowl, the second shot, which is Borg's, is slightly jack low.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So that's usable, isn't it? So what I'm meaning is a little edge there coming in from his forehand. Could flick the jack, flick it across to the jack. And if he hits the shot bowl itself, it'll bounce back his way. Just a bit wide and a bit heavy, maybe. Yep.
They're just passing through.
Yeah, come on, Thomas, play the same hand. Go that forehand. You played it really well with your last one. Build your confidence. Sit on that shot bowl. Grab a couple. Start off in a hot way in this second set.
On the forehand.
Yep.
Yep. Well, that's the first part of what you suggested, John.
Yes.
He's let it go nicely. How far are you coming back in is the question.
Just needed to be under that.
Just drifting past. You see they're all the way back. So 1 to the Swiss representative on this first end. Let's just watch what the so close but so far meant to Jason Borg when he played a near perfect bowl. Look at the emotion on his face here. I've got it, he thinks.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh.
And no. What a cruel game we play, John.
Yes.
One anyway.
Mid-length jack comes down from Tom Schneider, who lost that first set 10-2. And as Alex mentioned, he did take a set off Lee Schreiner, the Australian, who goes into this as one of the favourites. Eh?
No mean feat. Lee's almost, I think, just about the standout favourite because he's won this event before.
Yep.
And he's been here, did we say 4 times previously? Always got to the pointy end of the competition.
Yeah.
And had a set taken off him by this man. So not to be taken lightly, and that's a nice shot. Working his way back into this game. Beauty of the set format is you forget about the first set now. It's gone. He's not looking thrilled with that, John. And that's why the bowl coming back in bounds, but certainly never looked like it was going to be close.
Oh, it's a big wide here from Schreiner, Schneider as well.
And Schreiner, wherever he is.
Yeah. Whoa.
Interesting.
I mean, how frustrated will Tom be after that? Because he's got that one that's relatively close. He's got the shot. He's seen his opponent put one out wide and look despondent, and now again. So this is where the Swiss player needs to really be pushing home the advantage. Swift movement there from...
Hey, it was Aiden Takadua.
Oh,
Who else would it have been?
Yeah, smacking it. Righto. Bring that line in. Your weight was really good. Here we go. Looking to make it 2. Hanging. Now you want the weight to be ideal. And is it or is it not? Well, it's a handy bowl anyway. Can he expect Jason Borg to play 3 ordinary bowls? It comes out of his hand on a better line, a tighter line than what he had. Borg's responded well here. Ooh.
Well, I'm not sure.
Oh.
CEO of Bowls New Zealand has just walked into the building, John. You could feel the mood shift.
Yeah, everyone sat up.
They didn't stand up out of their seats when he walked in, but
See what Kath Thompson indicates if she does. No. There she goes. She's not indicating, or is she?
if you
Come on. No.
put my house on it, maybe the yellow bowl, I think, is the shot there.
I'll put my... You wouldn't put your house on it, did you say? Or I'll put my house on it?
Well, if I had to put the house,
Oh, okay. You'd go yellow.
and it's certainly a hypothetical house that we're talking. Although that looks like, I don't know, John. I've got no idea, to be honest.
No, well, I think the shot that he played indicates that maybe he...
He's down.
Oh, no, he might have been just trying to whip round and get onto the blue and give
Yeah.
himself 3, which would have been a great shot to just get around the what we believe is the shot bowl.
Does he look like a man who's holding the shot? Yes, he does. Yep. Indicated one there. Thank you to the marker. So holding 1.
And Borg goes back now. Just a fine correction for him. Move the jack slightly for 2 or snare the shot. Let's see what he can do with his third. His first 2 had him grimacing and turning his back. His second one was much better. His third might even be better. Oh, no. Oh, there he goes. He's very energetic on the mat and gives a fair bit away with his antics. And it is a single. We'll just wait for Jason Borg to come down, and he says one down. So that's good. They both gauged what it was when they were down at the head. Confirm it through the umpire. The red lollipop goes up, and it's Schneider now at 2-0.
Incredible what a difference a set system makes. We'll just, in a moment, just watch that reaction again. We could get a pretty good supercut of reactions from Jason Borg. Watch this. Have I got it?
Stop.
He's gone. He's gone. Oh, fantastic. It's actually nice as a spectator, isn't it, John? Because they players like Jason Borg, who wear their heart on their sleeve, make it very clear. Sometimes when you're at a funny angle in the stands, you might go, "Oh, I'm not sure if he's got the shot there. I'm not sure if that worked," but you can certainly tell.
Yeah. Whee, whistling past. Might not stop in time.
Into the drink. And this is an opportunity here for Jason to place the bowl close, and he'll be hoping for what was normal service in the first set to resume.
Well, I think it might not quite reach the ditch, but it's not far off it. Yeah. I mean, he's holding the shot. Just a wee bounce as he lets it go. Considering he's a curler, as they say down Central Otago way, Naseby, where they've got the wonderful curling rink there. He's a curler, like all the Swiss bowlers are, and they play bowls in the off curling season. Good correction here from Borg.
This is outstanding. That's a beautiful bowl, and he'll be thinking to himself, right, I'm back. We're okay.
He's thinking, why wasn't the first one there? Borg, interestingly, watching him, he's just looking down at the ground. Right, one in the middle there somewhere, Tom, that'll be the story. You've got one short, one long, one on the bank.
Not far away here, John. Yeah, this is two really good bowls in a row from from Jason Borg. Literally identical bowls, the two touches. You'd be very pleased with that. And that short bowl of Tom's is right in the way, isn't it? Well, if you're going to drive.
Well, you witnessed the Swiss previously play a delightful drive or run shot, accurately taking out the shot, and he would have been having a go at that, except that his second bowl, that one was, is right in his line, so forces him really to abandon all thoughts of an aggressive shot. Oh, why would you play an aggressive shot when you've got this coming up for you?
He's close. Oh, no cigar.
Gee. And it's his turn to show a bit of emotion, flapping the arms as if to say, there is no justice.
It would make more sense to flap your arms if you're the Maltese Falcon, wouldn't it? See if you can take off. Sat there absolutely exasperated, thinking I've done some work to be 2-0 up after 2. And it's all about to be undone in one cruel end. Oh, let's pick the mat up, and he's placed it on the bank. This is close, John, for 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Well played. That's a nice end from Jason Borg from Malta. And the score now 3-2, and we're on the 4th end of 7. Wonderful marker there indicating the 3 with the lollipops.
Well, frustration. I've still got the grace to laugh about it with the two of them. Not the first time they've met. I don't know whether they've played each other in competition, but they have bumped into each other at various championships, and have certainly met each other here socially. It's a great thing about this competition too, is that with support people here, everyone seems to have a supporter of some sort, whether it's family or a mate who's coaching. There's good opportunities to mix and mingle.
Yeah, I mean, it's a reflection of our sport, I think. Well, all sport, to be fair.
Yep.
That yes, it's about the competition, and it's about the bowls on the green, but just as much as that as it also is about the community around it.
That's right. The conversation isn't always about bowls.
Not always.
No.
Not always.
Gosh, no.
Nice thing to fall back to, and if you know any bowlers, if the viewers know any bowlers, dinner is often consists of salt and pepper shakers being used to help explain ahead. But yeah, the conversation has been wide and varied, and such a diverse group of backgrounds as we see. An absolute stonker, I thought. Well, quite a good bowl from Thomas Schneider. Jason Borg now. This is okay. Down to the weight. Well played.
Yep, they're running on quite well, aren't they? Be interesting to know what speed they're running at now.
Oh, I'll wait till they go 2 to 2 metre, and
Yeah.
I'll get my stopwatch and we'll find out, John. But it would be about 17 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
We'll see this broadcast screen get quicker and quicker as the week goes on.
Nice correction here.
That's outstanding. Lovely
Yeah,
bowl.
very good. That should give him the shot.
I go 2.5 metres.
So he's just confirmed he's 1 down, and he's making a decision as to what shot to play. What would you do here, John?
Initially, I would have played the other hand, but then I see that yellow ball tucked in behind, so any movement of the jack would have brought it back to my opponent. So I think what he's doing here is pretty much the right thing, isn't it? And we'll find that out in a moment, because it's going to be the shot.
Oh,
No, not quite. Or is it?
An outstanding effort, I
Yeah.
think. Still 1 to the Swiss player, but a very lonely one as he marches after his bowl, and Jason's going to come down for a look too.
And he just has to be careful here. If he moves the jack at all, that'll be pretty good. But if he moves it too far, he could go down.
The yellow bowls are gone, John.
Yeah.
You'd be smacking something out of them.
Yep. He just wanted it to avoid his own bowl.
I think it's a hit required. You look at this essentially from the player's point of view, and it just looks so inviting, those 2 yellow bowls. Even if you were to somehow go 1 down somewhere else, John, surely it's worth the hit here from Jason Borg. I can't really see it going that awry.
Well, I mean, it depends here, I suppose. He can still play
You'd have to
down the right-hand side as we view it and turn his own over, or he settles into those shot bowls. Oh, he's playing that, the backhand. So here he goes. Options here: turn his own over or sit into the yellow.
Very controlled decision.
Yeah. Oh, he might even draw it round the back of his own. No.
I suppose if you're only 1 down, I can understand why you might try and draw that. It just did look like you might as well have flashing lights on those 2 yellow bowls of the Swiss representatives.
Taking into account too that his opponent has got a bowl to
Has
play.
got a bowl to go, so, you know, there's probably a world where Jason missed his bowl or accidentally got rid of somehow the two blues disappear and suddenly you drop a 4 out of nowhere, so...
I think the marker was holding up a blue lollipop, so...
Ah. Well, then I take back everything I've said in the last couple of minutes.
Sure. But anyway, this is a good line for him. Inside those yellows, not going to quite do it.
So let's see what the story actually is here then, John. It may... Oh, no. Wonder you, mate, he says.
Right. Okay, so that makes it tight. That makes it 3-all.
And we're on the 5th end of 7. Interesting. Finals day for those who are interested is on Saturday here at the Browns Bay Bowling Club. There will be 4 rounds on that day, John, going from 9 o'clock all the way through. Well worth coming down to the club for a look.
Schneider opts for a shortish end.
Quite enjoyed how expressive both of these players are.
Players who love their bowls, there's no doubt about that. They're getting competitive as hell, but really enjoying it and mixing with each other, you know, like talking to each other a lot, which is good.
We watched, and we'll show it just after this bowl's finished. Schneider was very clear about what he thought was wrong with his first bowl. What do you think he's saying here, John? Give it a second.
Yeah.
Push! And we try not to repeat the dose, and here we go on the backhand.
So we'll see if he took notice of what he was urging himself to do. So he has. He's put on a couple of meters. A little bit too much, but a much better position than his first one.
Beautiful line.
Two of the minor nations competing in the Champion of Champions, which is part of what world bowls are looking at, and that is to expand the game with a view to eventually hoping it'll be an Olympic sport. Certainly here we go. This is Jack. Perfect.
Oh, he's nailed it. Killed it out the side, and I think that there's actually, we've seen him 2 out of 2 with those shots. There's real merit to...
Yep, so it's a toucher in the ditch, which may well be the shot because the Jack was quite short, and he's got the back bowl as well.
Great bowl. I think if he does talk to his coach, perhaps the chat is, if you see a shot like that, you should play it, Tom, because he's been playing them very well. This bowl not wanting to turn back in, just stayed in camera shot level, holding one.
Do you think there is that touch on the ditch? So it's whether, but that went out to the side very quickly into his play. There's Tom Schneider, and he's played a beaut here. This is going to give him the shot.
That is
another toucher for him.
I mean, how good is that, John?
That's great.
He's played a drive shot, and then he's immediately gone, yep, back to the draw. I'll just draw a toucher on the 2 metre mark as if that's an easy thing to do. What an exceptional end from Tom Schneider here. And now looking comfortable to score at least a 1.
So Borg goes back to play the last bowl on this end. see his feet down there pointing towards his left. Therefore, playing the backhand. A good try from the Maltese Falcon player, and it's a single there to the yellow bowl of Thomas Schneider of Switzerland.
Look at this. Full-blooded drive and the reaction. Well, not much of a reaction. He's just, seems like that was just a
everyday occurrence.
everyday occurrence. I think for me the more impressive bowl, John, was to draw the front toucher on the 2 metre mark directly after you've played a full-blooded drive. Great stuff.
Exciting. So I mentioned 2 of the smaller nations here, and we'll look at some of those others. The Cook Islands and Cyprus. We've got also Norfolk Island, outstanding player there, Shea Wilson, who had a win this morning. Niue of here, Fiji, Falkland Islands. Got Hungary, not a small nation, but certainly small from a bowling point of view. The Spanish are here through very Spanish name of Richard Willie. Sweden's Pontus Palmqvist, who has lived in Sydney for 25 years or so, but still very much sounds Swedish.
And 4-3 on the penultimate end.
And you put it in the ditch.
Be very disappointed. He's just got a... Tom's just had a sniff, hasn't he, of that forcing that tie break.
Hauls up nicely. So first blood on this, the 6th end to Jason Borg.
So Tom here, he took up bowls in 2010, won the Swiss Championship Pairs in 2013. Favourite food is a beefsteak tartar. It's fair enough.
Just needed the effects of a bit of beef for that second bowl of his, because he's now going to find himself a couple down.
I did time a bowl on the last end, John.
Yep.
I can report that it's 17.7 seconds.
Gee. Oh, tight line here. Doesn't want to get tied up on his own. Ooh, gee.
Disappointed. He's given himself such a good opportunity. It's like you're almost thrown it away, John.
Yeah. You've got 1 on the bank and 2 quite short. 1 bowl to play, and you could all of a sudden be 2 down, looking at 3 down, and you've clawed your way into this, kept in touch. You're up by 4-3. Oh, look at that! You're 3 down.
Oh, I think he's 3 down here, and he's. You don't take sides in commentary, but it would be nice to see his work rewarded with a chance in that last end, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If Tom's played some great bowls in this set to put himself in this position, if he is to drop a 4 by just spraying 4 bowls, he'll be very disappointed. So this is the last chance.
What does he look? What is he saying on his face? Tell us what you're saying. Oh, you've gone very wide. Now, can you come in from out there, Tom? Can you? Can you come in and cut this down? You can come in and cut this down. You can come in and draw the shot.
Oh, what a bowl.
Whew. I think he's just exhaled now for the first time.
I think Jason going, how many seconds do I have? Because it may be easier just to try and get rid of that shot bowl. That's huge pressure that Tom has just responded to.
Yeah, but he's not out of it yet. Up steps the lanky Jason Borg from Mackay in Queensland, Australia, representing Malta. Oh, he's hunting it too. He's hunting it. Oh, and he's not happy. You've seen that reaction. That's gone whistling Dixie down the far side, and it is a shot there after being 3 down. Thomas Schneider gets in for the shot. Just waiting for it to be confirmed from his opponent. Yep, 1 red lollipop. It's 5-3.
And this is the bowl that did it from Tom Schneider after playing 3 very forgettable bowls. He drew himself together. And this man tried to remove it. You could just see there on the release.
Yep.
The frustration, John.
No ability to lip read required for that one. So we're getting into a tense situation. We're playing the last end of the second set. The roles are reversed. Borg of Malta won the first by 10-2. He scored 2 threes and a 2 to get to his 10, plus of course a couple of singles. So he won all but 2 of the ends, 10-2, quite convincing.
It's interesting because the traditional game would be a game that was 13 shots to 7, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But with this format, we see a fresh start in that second set and a real possibility of 3-end tiebreak.
It's a better opener from Schneider. As Borg said, my height is a disadvantage on really fast greens. You know, he said, my big long arms, my pendulum is, you know, massive, so to try and sort of keep the weight down is quite difficult.
Very smooth delivery there on the backhand. Results, of course, are available on the World Bowls Match Centre. The best way, the easiest way to get to those is to access social media, John. If you go to the World Bowls Facebook page or the Bowls New Zealand Facebook page, there's about 20 results links. Failing that, if you Google World Bowls or Bowls New Zealand, both of the websites have that World Bowls Match Centre link there, and that has every single game that is being played, and a very convenient like a, what do you call it, a cut line in golf. So if you ever look at the sections, you can click ladder and it'll tell you who's doing the best in the section, which is extremely helpful.
Well, he's completed part of the task. Oh gosh.
Oh, it's a poor bowl.
That's a tense one, isn't it?
You almost want to...
I'm in a situation where if I just score 1 even or give away 1, that's fine. I'm into a tiebreaker, and then I throw down my worst bowl of the day. On the other hand, Borg needs to get 2 and therefore win the set.
He could get very lucky here. That's a great result. He's holding the 2. It's what he needs to hold, John.
So the match is in his grasp.
And for Tom, that yellow bowl of his that is sitting very short at 2 o'clock, almost directly in the line for the forehand shot. But you don't want to change. So decisions here, I mean, it may sound silly, but he's been 2 out of 2 on the drive. Do you just drive bowl, jack or bowl? This is what you see from the player's end. If you get the jack in the ditch, he probably will have would have won the set. Even if he gets rid of one of the blues, at least then you're making Jason play a bowl.
You're right. And that's a target. When you look at it from there, he's got 2 yellow bowls and the jack as his target. He's run the shots extremely effectively.
Yeah, I think if you or I were the coach, which we're not because we're not good enough to be coaches, we just get put behind a microphone, maybe we would suggest a drive shot on the forehand here.
I'm not sure. I get the feeling that he might try to draw it on the backhand.
I'm not convinced.
No.
He's 2 out of 2 on the full-bladed drive.
Yeah.
Under
And
pressure
he just
too.
needs to get rid of one, doesn't he?
Get rid of one,
That's
you
all.
put someone
Yeah.
under pressure, you know,
Yeah.
there's a chance.
Jason Borg, in the meantime, standing looking nonchalantly away from the area. Here it is. This is forehand. He's going for it. There we are. What does he hit?
Look at this.
Any of that stuff?
Look at this.
Any of that stuff?
Oh!
None of that stuff.
Oh, how
Wow.
did he miss? How did he find the gap? Oh, that's got to be
Yeah.
absolutely gutting.
So
What
they'll
a-
shake hands
oh.
now, and it is Jason Borg who will be breathing a big sigh of relief because that drive from Thomas Schneider found a minuscule gap.
Where was the gap, John?
He went between jack and right-hand bowl, I think, didn't he?
That's absolutely...
Which is a big gap there, but when you're looking at it from the mat,
I got to say, I feel for Thomas Schneider. He's done so much work to get himself back into this game, and it's just slipped out of his grasp.
yeah,
Just slipped out. But that's bowls.
I think he'd be feel better for that than if he'd put up one like,
Look at this.
here we go, where was it? Than
Honestly.
if he'd put one up that was short or long or something, trying to draw it and missed. Yeah,
That's all you can do.
well,
Oh, he's just put a divot in the green. All right. Imagine if you hit that bump.
so a couple out, maybe 3, but
Doesn't matter. That's going to
No.
be. That's going to be it.
yeah, I think the third is his own. So he managed to draw a third here, I think. So no matter, it is the win for Jason Borg of Malta. He has beaten Thomas Schneider of Switzerland. Then a bit of a cliffhanger in that second set after Borg had comfortably won the first 10-2 and was trailing by 5-3 playing the last. He's got up and at least drawn. We'll just see in a moment whether he's in fact won this second set. No matter whether it was a draw second set or he's won it, he has won the match. So first victory of the event for the Maltese Falcon player Jason Borg. We'll be back with another match a little bit later on. More live coverage coming from the World Bowls Champion of Champions Singles.